Listen, I need to tell you something that might shock you. If you're over 65 and experiencing memory fog, forgetfulness, or struggling to recall names and faces, the problem might not be your age. It could be sitting right there in your kitchen on your dining table, maybe even in your refrigerator right now. I'm talking about 5 common foods that millions of seniors eat every single day, completely unaware that these foods are quietly eroding their memory and cognitive function. But here's the good news, and please stay with me because this is where it gets exciting. There are 5 other foods, backed by real science, that can actually protect your brain, sharpen your memory, and even reverse some of that mental decline. And I'm going to share every single one of them with you today. So if you or someone you love is over 65, do not click away, because what I'm about to reveal could literally change the trajectory of your cognitive health for years to come. Before we dive in, let me introduce myself quickly. I'm here to help you live your healthiest, strongest, most vibrant life, especially as you enter those golden years. And today's topic is personal for me, because I've seen too many people in my own family struggle with memory issues, only to discover later that simple dietary changes could have made a massive difference. So let's get right into it, because your brain health is too important to waste another second. Now, the first food that's destroying your memory after 65 is something that most people think is harmless, even healthy. I'm talking about processed white bread and refined carbohydrates. You know what I mean. That soft white bread, bagels, white rice, regular pasta, those innocent-looking crackers. Here's what's happening in your body when you eat these foods. They spike your blood sugar incredibly fast, causing what scientists call glycemic stress. Your pancreas has to pump out massive amounts of insulin to deal with this sugar rush. And over time, this creates insulin resistance. But here's the kicker. Your brain cells need insulin to function properly and to form memories. When you develop insulin resistance, your brain cells literally become starved of the glucose they need, and they start to die off. Research from the Mayo Clinic has shown that seniors who consume high amounts of refined carbohydrates have an 89% increased risk of cognitive impairment, compared to those who eat more whole grains and healthy fats. 89%. That's not a small number. Every time you're eating the white toast for breakfast or the white rice with dinner, you're essentially choosing short-term convenience over long-term brain health. And the scary part is, this damage accumulates silently over years and decades. The second memory-destroying food is something that appears in almost every processed food you can buy, and it's hidden under dozens of different names. I'm talking about added sugars and high fructose corn syrup. Now, I know sugar tastes good. I get it. But here's what research from UCLA has discovered. Excessive sugar consumption actually changes the structure of your brain. It damages the hippocampus, which is the memory center of your brain, the part responsible for storing and retrieving information. Sugar also causes inflammation throughout your entire body, including your brain. This inflammation triggers the production of harmful proteins called beta-amyloid plaques, which are the same plaques found in the brains of Alzheimer's patients. Think about that for a second. Every sugary dessert, every sweetened yogurt, every flavored coffee drink is potentially contributing to the very condition you're trying to avoid. And for seniors over 65, your body's ability to process and eliminate these harmful proteins decreases significantly, making you even more vulnerable. One study published in the journal Neurology tracked over 5,000 people and found that those who consumed the most sugar had significantly worse memory and smaller brain volumes, particularly in areas critical for memory storage. Moving on to the third brain-damaging food, and this one surprises most people, it's fried foods. French fries, fried chicken, donuts, fried fish, anything that's been deep fried in oil. When foods are fried at high temperatures, they create compounds called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs for short. These AGEs are basically toxic molecules that cause oxidative stress and inflammation in your brain. But it gets worse. Most restaurants and food manufacturers use the same oil over and over again, which creates trans fats and other oxidized fats that are particularly harmful to your neurons. A long-term study from Rush University followed seniors for years and found that those who ate fried foods more than once a week had significantly faster cognitive decline and were at much higher risk for dementia. Your brain is actually about 60% fat, so the quality of fats you consume directly impacts the health of your brain cells. When you eat fried foods, you're essentially feeding your brain damaged, oxidized fats that it has to incorporate into its structure. Would you build a house with rotten wood? Of course not. So why would you build your brain with damaged fats? The fourth memory killer is something that millions of seniors consume daily, thinking they're making a healthy choice. I'm talking about diet sodas and foods with artificial sweeteners. You might think you're being smart by choosing the sugar-free option, but the research tells a very different story. Studies from Boston University School of Medicine found that people who drank diet soda daily were almost 3 times more likely to develop dementia and stroke compared to those who didn't drink it. Artificial sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, and saccharin have been shown to disrupt your gut microbiome, and your gut health is directly connected to your brain health. Through what scientists call the gut-brain axis, these sweeteners also cause your brain to crave more sweet foods, creating a vicious cycle. Even more concerning, some research suggests that artificial sweeteners may directly damage neurons and interfere with neurotransmitter function. So every time you reach for that diet soda thinking you're making a healthier choice, you might actually be doing more harm to your brain than regular soda would do. And now for the fifth and perhaps most damaging food for your memory after 65, and that's processed meats. I'm talking about bacon, sausage, hot dogs, deli meats, salami, pepperoni, all those convenient lunch meats that make sandwiches so easy. These foods are loaded with preservatives called nitrates and nitrites, which are converted in your body into compounds that directly damage your brain cells. They also contain incredibly high levels of sodium, which increases blood pressure and reduces blood flow to your brain. Less blood flow means less oxygen and fewer nutrients reaching your neurons. But there's another problem with processed meats that nobody talks about. They're often packed with saturated fats that contribute to the buildup of plaque in your arteries, including the arteries that supply your brain. A study published in the journal Neurology found that people who ate the most processed meats had significantly worse cognitive scores and faster rates of cognitive decline over time. These aren't just minor effects we're talking about. We're talking about measurable, significant differences in brain function. And for seniors whose brains are already more vulnerable, these effects are magnified. Now, I know what you might be thinking. If I can't eat all these foods, what can I eat? And this is where the good news comes in, because I'm about to share with you 5 incredible foods that are scientifically proven to protect your memory, enhance cognitive function, and even help reverse some of that damage we just talked about. These aren't exotic superfoods that cost a fortune or are hard to find. These are accessible, delicious foods that you can start eating today. The first brain-boosting food you must eat daily is fatty fish, especially salmon, mackerel, sardines, and herring. These fish are absolutely loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, particularly DHA and EPA, which are the building blocks of your brain cells. Remember how I said your brain is 60% fat? Well, a huge portion of that is DHA, and the only way to get DHA is through your diet. Studies have shown that people who eat fatty fish at least twice a week have better memory, faster processing speed, and a significantly lower risk of Alzheimer's disease. The omega-3s in fish reduce inflammation throughout your brain, improve communication between neurons, and actually help your brain form new connections, and even new cells through a process called neurogenesis. If you're worried about mercury, go for wild-caught salmon or smaller fish like sardines and anchovies, which have much lower mercury levels. Aim for at least 2 servings per week, and if you really can't stand fish, consider a high-quality omega-3 supplement. But food is always better because you get all the other nutrients that come with it. The second must-have food for your memory is blueberries and other dark berries. I cannot stress enough how powerful these little fruits are for your brain. Blueberries are packed with compounds called anthocyanins, which are powerful antioxidants that cross the blood-brain barrier and directly protect your neurons from damage. Research from Tufts University found that seniors who ate blueberries daily showed improved memory, better balance, and enhanced cognitive function within just 12 weeks. 12 weeks! That's less than 3 months to see real, measurable improvements. Berries also reduce oxidative stress and inflammation, which, as we discussed earlier, are major contributors to cognitive decline. They help improve communication between brain cells and may even delay brain aging by up to 2.5 years according to some studies. Fresh or frozen, it doesn't matter as long as you're getting them into your diet. I recommend having at least half a cup to 1 cup of mixed berries every single day. Throw them in your morning oatmeal, blend them into a smoothie, or just eat them as a snack. Your brain will thank you. The third essential brain food is leafy green vegetables. And I'm talking about spinach, kale, collard greens, Swiss chard, arugula, all those dark leafy greens. These vegetables are nutritional powerhouses for your brain. They're loaded with folate, vitamin K, lutein, and beta-carotene, all of which have been linked to slower cognitive decline. A study from Rush University that followed over 1,000 seniors found that those who ate just 1 serving of leafy greens per day had the cognitive abilities of someone 11 years younger. Think about that. 1 serving of greens could give you an 11-year advantage in brain age. That's incredible. These greens also contain compounds that help protect your brain cells from damage, support healthy blood flow to your brain, and reduce the accumulation of those harmful beta-amyloid plaques we talked about earlier. The key is consistency. You need to be eating these greens regularly, ideally every single day. Make a salad, throw spinach into your eggs, add kale to your smoothie. Sauté some collards as a side dish. Make it a non-negotiable part of your daily routine. The 4th food you absolutely must eat for optimal brain health is nuts, especially walnuts, almonds, and pecans. Walnuts in particular are shaped like little brains, and it's almost like nature is giving us a hint about what they're good for. Nuts are rich in healthy fats, antioxidants, vitamin E, and numerous other compounds that protect your brain. Vitamin E is especially important for seniors because it's been shown to slow cognitive decline and reduce the risk of Alzheimer's disease. A large study published in the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging found that people who ate nuts 5 or more times per week had better cognitive function and memory compared to those who rarely ate nuts. Walnuts specifically contain high levels of alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3 that's converted in your body to those beneficial EPA and DHA fats. Nuts also help stabilize your blood sugar, which, as we learned earlier, is crucial for brain health. Just 1 ounce a day, that's about a handful, is all you need. You can snack on them raw, add them to salads, blend them into smoothies, or use nut butters. Just make sure they're unsalted and not covered in sugar or candy coating. And the 5th absolutely essential food for protecting your memory after 65 is extra virgin olive oil. Rio. High-quality extra virgin olive oil is one of the most powerful brain protective foods on the plane. It's a staple of the Mediterranean diet, which has been shown in countless studies to reduce the risk of cognitive decline and dementia. Olive oil contains powerful compounds called polyphenols that reduce inflammation, protect your neurons from damage, and actually help clear out those toxic beta-amyloid proteins from your brain. A study from Temple University found that mice given extra virgin olive oil showed improved memory and learning ability, and their brains had significantly less amyloid plaque buildup. Now, here's the important part. It has to be extra virgin olive oil, not regular olive oil or light olive oil, because those are highly processed and have lost most of their beneficial compounds. Look for oil that comes in a dark glass bottle, is labeled extra virgin, and preferably organic. Use it on salads, drizzle it over cooked vegetables, use it for light cooking at lower temperatures. Aim for about 2 to 3 tablespoons per day. Some people even take a tablespoon straight every morning like medicine, because they understand how powerful it is. So let me recap everything for you because this information is too important to miss. The 5 foods destroying your memory after 65 are processed white bread and refined carbs, added sugars and high fructose corn syrup, fried foods, diet sodas and artificial sweeteners, and processed meats. These foods cause inflammation, damage your neurons, disrupt your blood sugar, and accelerate cognitive decline. You need to minimize or eliminate these from your diet as much as possible. On the flip side, the 5 foods you must eat daily for optimal brain health are fatty fish rich in omega-3s, blueberries and dark berries, leafy green vegetables, nuts especially walnuts and almonds, and extra virgin olive oil. These foods protect your neurons, reduce inflammation, improve blood flow to your brain, and actually help your brain form new connections and even new cells. Now, I want you to understand something really important. Making these dietary changes isn't about perfection. It's about progress. You don't have to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Start by adding 1 brain-healthy food this week. Maybe it's having berries with your breakfast. Next week, add another one. Maybe swap your sandwich meat for grilled salmon or add a handful of walnuts as a snack. Small, consistent changes compound over time into massive results. Your brain has incredible plasticity and ability to heal, even after 65. The research shows that it's never too late to start making these changes and seeing real improvements in your cognitive function. I also want you to share this information with anyone you know over 65 who's concerned about their memory or brain health. This could literally be life-changing information for them. And if you found this video helpful, please hit that like button. It really helps me reach more people who need this information. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because I'm constantly sharing science-backed strategies for living your healthiest life at every age. Drop a comment below and let me know which of these 5 brain-boosting foods you're going to start eating today. I read every single comment and I love hearing from you. Your brain health is one of the most precious things you have. Your memories, your personality, your ability to connect with loved ones. It all depends on keeping your brain healthy and sharp. Don't wait until there's a problem. Start making these changes today. Your future self will thank you for it. I'll see you in the next video where we're going to talk about the 5 best exercises for maintaining strength and balance after 60. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Until then, take care of yourself and keep making those healthy choices. You've got this.